Hi guys, and welcome to another video on this channel. It's round 2 of season 1 of the F1 2023 My Team Career Mode, and we're going to the Saudi Arabian GP around Jeddah. If you did miss the last one around Bahrain, be sure to check this one out. It was not a great race for us. We had in the end a DNF because of a screen freeze, which was not that good, but we're looking forward to do better in this race, and we're looking to make some upgrades first. So we're looking at the aero side of things, and we're doing a minor DRS upgrade, and at the chassis sides we're doing a weight redistribution, and then we don't have enough R&D points for more upgrades. On the performance comparison, we are second last, which is not good. We should get some upgrades in for this race, so maybe we can move up the performance comparison. Last round, Max Verstappen won, and like I said, we DNF'd out of the race. So yeah, not that good. And we're looking at some data, and now we're fast forwarding to the weekend. So we see the engine upgrades come in, and we're looking to do another engine power upgrade that will come in for the next GP. And now we are going to the race weekend. So we're skipping through practice again, and at the end of Q1 we go for a second run in this qualifying part. Our first run put us in P7 actually, so not a bad lap, and we're still trying to improve. But in the first corner we already lock up, and through turns 1 and 2 we already lose 3/10 to our first lap. Then into turn 4 we miss the apex and go wide. Actually, we don't invalidate the lap, although we were far off track. And then, yeah, it just keeps getting worse. Here we actually keep it on track, but we're still 2.5 tenths down. And through the long left-hander, we don't really gain anything. We actually lose a bit of time, and then we actually hit the wall and cut the corner, and then the lap gets invalidated. But I think the first lap should be enough to get through to Q2, but we'll see. I actually finished this lap. Okay, now I back off, but I first tried to finish the lap, but I missed the apex and then hit another wall. So it didn't really matter anyways, because we already invalidated. And now we're going just slow back to the pits, just not damaging the car or something. And then we'll see if we get through to Q2. And in the end, it's enough to get through in P9. As you can see, actually Valtteri Bottas has a 5-place grid penalty. Not sure what happened there. But our teammate Fittipaldi is out in Q1 again in P20. And we go to Q2. Our first lap wasn't good enough to improve to get into Q3. But we're looking to better at lap time and get actually through to Q3. And then around the last corner we go to start our last lap in Q2. and we're in P11, so we definitely need some improvement. And at the first corner, we don't quite hit the apex, but we still gain almost a tenth around the first two corners. And on the straight to turn 4, it's actually 3/10, and then we cut the corner massively, but we don't get the lap invalidated for that. And then we kind of bottom out on the curb and took way too much advantage of that exit road. So the lap should have been definitely invalidated, but the game just allows us to keep it. And now we're 9/10 up and again cut the corner massively, which is strange that the game allows us to do that. But I mean, it's an advantage for us, so I'm not gonna cry about it. So now we're more than a second up on our first lap in Q2, and we have only one corner to go. So if we don't mess this up in the last corner, which we don't, we actually hit the last corner very good, and now we're 1.8 seconds up, and we finish the lap and end up in P1 actually. So yeah, the lap was not really fair, but yeah. And Esteban Ocon and Kevin Magnussen got some penalties, just like Bottas in Q1. And now onto our lap in Q3 we go. We are in P10 right now, so the first lap wasn't that great, but we're looking to improve on that. So in the first braking zone, we brake at 100 meters, and at the exit of turn 2 we gain 5/10, and we'll keep gaining. Actually a little bit wide at turn 4, so I don't know, I got some laps invalidated because of that in free practice, but I mean, it's good for us that it's not invalidated. We actually have a purple first sector, and we're 4/10 up on science time, and we're 1 second up on our own time from the first lap. And this part of the track is so tricky. You have basically, I feel every time like I turn into the wall, but it's just perfectly fitting that you can go through. And through the second sector, we're still 9/10 up. Actually go off track a little bit again, I think, but the game doesn't seem to care. So we're 1 second up on our previous lap, and around the last corner we actually lose 3/10 on the entry, but then we gain them back on the exit and actually gain even more, and we're 1.2 seconds up almost, and this puts us in P7 for the GP. So then to the grid we go. The strategy screen is actually suggesting us a 3-stop or a 2-stop. Of course, we take the 2-stop because I don't think the 3-stop is really a reasonable option. I don't know, sometimes the game just gives you really weird strategy calls. But yeah, we are going for the 2-stop with 2 mediums and then a set of softs. So onto the race start we go. And we get the parking really good at 0.4. And then we have to wait for the rest of the grid to form up. And then the lights go on. And they stay on for a really short time compared to Bahrain. And we don't get a really good launch of the red lights. And we go deep into turn 1. And Alonso gets down the inside of us, but we can defend it. And we saw a piece of carbon fiber flying in front of us. So something happened at the front, and we're already losing almost a second to the cars ahead. But then the damaged car, I don't actually really know who it is, but he breaks them so we can catch up again. But then we go really slow out of the fast left-hander, and Alonso goes around our outside. And now we have a replay of the start. And Verstappen doesn't really get a good launch in the first phase, but then he gets maybe a little bit better launch. And there you can see it was Verstappen's front wing, the end plate of it, which fell away. And then we're going to lap 12 of the race. And you can see Ocon's gaining on us. And he goes down our inside. We actually decide to let him through. But I run wide. And then I damage my front wing. So I decided to go into the pits and actually hit Lando Norris. I don't know who was at fault. And I actually got a speeding in the pit lane penalty because I went in with 81 kph and I missed the turn, and so we're gonna have a really slow pit stop, which is not good, and we pretty much killed our own race. And then we release into Albon and we go through him. And yeah, it's not a good start to the race. And there you can see from the TV cameras, we just go wide, which is completely our own fault. And then we decide to let Stroll through, and I didn't really see Norris until I hit him. So yeah, didn't go that well. And then a few laps later, I completely missed my braking point, and yeah, I was just pushing too hard to try and close the gap, but it didn't really work. And I completely missed my braking point and just smashed into the barrier. So in the end, Charles Leclerc went on to win the race with Checo and Hamilton completing the podium. And yeah, we are last. And in the Drivers' Championship, Verstappen, Leclerc and Hamilton are the top 3. And we are in P22. In the Constructors, we are in P11, which is not a good result for us. But we'll try to make it better in the next races, and we actually lose much acclaim. Yeah, but we'll try to make it better in the next races. So see you guys next time. Goodbye.